Welcome to the severe weather analysis for Darwin on Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. If you find this analysis helpful, please like and subscribe to support continued severe weather analysis. Let's examine what the atmosphere has in store for Australia's tropical north. Looking at this morning's 9 a.m. sounding, a normal sounding would go up to about 10 to 20 hectopascals, stratosphere. Darwin's balloon this morning only made it to about 570 hectopascals, 4.5 kilometers altitude, before terminating. This happens occasionally with radio SANs, balloon bursts early, signal loss, or data quality issues cause early termination, or sometimes they can just be blown away by a big mofo cyclone. Nonetheless, we are seeing a classic tropical monsoon pattern for Darwin. The atmosphere is incredibly moist, with 123 millimeters of precipitable water. That's the total column of moisture available for storms. The red temperature line and green dew point line are running very close together through the lower atmosphere, showing near saturation conditions. Mixed layer CAPE sits at just 137 joules per kilogram, which is quite low for storm development. Notice the inversion layer marked around 900 hectopascals. This is creating a weak lid on the atmosphere. The surface temperature is 24.5 degrees with a dew point of 23.5, giving us that humid, sticky tropical feel Darwin is known for. This section here is pretty much irrelevant as there's a pretty big elephant in the room, and she's called Fina. Looking at the machine learning forecast for tomorrow morning around late morning local time, we are seeing CAPE values of 261 joules per kilogram with surface-based values around 460. Wind shear through the 0 to 6 kilometer layer is moderate at 14.7 meters per second. All severe weather indices remain at 0, but that's bullshit as there is going to be a cyclone. But I guess you could say the weather would be great if it wasn't for the cyclone, but I'm sure the beer will be cold, nonetheless. Storm mode remains subconvective with insufficient instability to support organized thunderstorms, as they'll probably all be blown away by the bloody cyclone, just like the balloon was. By tomorrow afternoon, the models show slight improvement with CAPE building to 528 joules per kilogram and surface base CAPE reaching 845. Shear decreases slightly to 12.5 meters per second. The lifting condensation level sits at 685 meters above ground. The significant hail parameter reaches 0.56, still quite low. Wind threat is rated as potentially cyclonic. Storm mode suggests scattered storms are possible, though that depends upon the cyclone. The atmospheric refractivity profile reveals some interesting features for radio propagation. We can see an elevated duct around 600 to 700 meters, shown by the orange shading, where radio signals can become trapped and travel unusual distances. There are also superrefraction layers marked in yellow at higher levels around 1700 to 2200 meters. These conditions are typical for Darwin's tropical atmosphere where temperature and moisture gradients create these ducting phenomena. For anyone operating radios or radar in the region, be aware these layers can cause anomalous propagation effects. In summary, Darwin faces a quiet Saturday with the atmosphere remaining stable despite high moisture levels. The cap is unlikely to break with temperatures staying below the 29-degree threshold needed. Cyclonic conditions are expected today or tomorrow. Always consult Bureau of Meteorology official warnings for the latest forecasts. This analysis is provided by Distant Curve Remote Area Telecommunications. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to support continued severe weather coverage for remote Australia.